Hello there, welcome to our Christmas Roundup. We're here at the Pilot Field after the U's Christmas fixtures, a run of 5 away games, which has left us in the semi-finals of the Senior Sussex Cup and also 6th in the Isthmian Premier and undefeated through all those games. So pretty successful period for the team. And Chris, pretty happy with that, I imagine.
It's been challenging but enjoyable period. We looked at the run of games and we thought it would be a real test, and at some point it's probably going to take its toll a little bit because spent a lot of time on the road. But really enjoyable. It's been, as you said, a really good challenge. And credit to the lads. They've more than met the challenge. It's into a really good position going into the new year.
Yeah, got off to a great start on Boxing Day at Folkestone. Goals all round again for David, and a comprehensive win.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really, really good performance. And potentially could have scored more. Missing the chances, and genuinely could have been 7 or 8. There was also, credit to Folkestone as well. There was moments at 1-0 and 2-0 where Charlie has come up shots with a big save, and John Irfan done a fantastic defending, covering round. Whilst the game was still quite tight, so those moments were really important. But it was a really, really good performance, and we got the goals at the performance for us. To be honest,
yeah.
Obviously, leading on to the Concord and Crow games, I think if we take the lead in those 2 games, I think they potentially go the same way as Folkestone, because across all of those games we've created some great chances and started really well in all of those games. So Folkestone, obviously, we got the result and the scoreline, played very well. Again, against Concord and Crow, as I said, to draw, still positive.
Yeah, because the Concord game, very different. Coming from behind, equalised quite quickly the first goal, I think, and then looked like it was done, but showed an enormous amount of pluck to come back, and a 3-3 draw had to be a result, really, didn't it?
Yeah. First time I've ever been involved in a team that's got anything other than a defeat in Concord. First point I've ever got there, as a player, as an assistant manager, and now as a manager. It's a notoriously difficult place to go. We looked at their recent run of games where they beat Lewis there 4-1, they drew Fortune, and where they played so many games less, potentially a little bit of a false position. And we knew it was going to be really tough. Again, as I said, I think if we take a lead in that game, because we started really well, created some great chances, John Irfan does, create some really good opportunities early doors. I think if we take the lead in that, as I said, I think it probably goes the same way as Folkestone. But we found ourselves in a bit of a hole. But credit again to the lads, they dug themselves out of it, and they sort of vindicates. I mean, we've trained hard, we've worked hard in the past couple of months, and ever since I've been in, really, we put a bit of a real sort of focus on that. Working hard on the training pitch, not having nights off. We're out, we're working. I think that sort of paid off against Concord, and not just against Concord, but in other games. Obviously, the Folkestone game, where we finished really strong. The Varsity Trophy, where we beat Folkestone, finished strong.
Yes,
we're finishing games really strong, which is great. Against Cray, we finished really strong. So, it's it was a great comeback, and as I said, credit to lads.
It's a quick turnaround for that Cray game, isn't it? So you have to think about the team, I guess, and it turned out to be quite a scrappy game as well, didn't it?
Yeah, I think, that turnaround, like the sort of Saturday, Monday, you sort of got to accept that unless you've got a squad of 25 players that you're going to be a little bit undercooked. Potentially not going to be physically at your best. But again, I think that's another game where if we take a lead, I mean, I think they touched the ball once from kick-off, and the next time they touched it was their goalkeeper after after a near miss from Tommy Fagg. So, again, I think if we take the lead in that game, because, credit to Cray, they set up to stifle what we were trying to do. They sat in. It's a bit more of a sort of even on their own patch. So, again, I think we get the early goal. It definitely poses a question to the opposition, because obviously they can't sit in there anymore. They've got to come after us. And in the moments they did come after us, we cut through them really well and created some opportunities. But I think when we looked at those games, Folkestone, Concord and Craig, we sort of felt that it would be tough. You're really tough. And there's just travelling and time on the road.
Yeah.
Short time between games. We felt that it would take its toll and for us to come out of those games like we did unbeaten. And as I said, performances being in the main really positive and creating chances. We're in a decent place. It's a good Christmas period.
Yeah. And the most significant thing about that period, personnel-wise, the return of Jack Dixon. Yeah. So obviously that was some people it was a surprise, some people it was no surprise whatsoever. Yeah. Anything you want to say about that? How it happened? What the situation was?
To be honest, as soon as I walked through the door, one of the big things is you've got one of the best players at the level who is a Hastings legend. Not playing.
Did you feel like you righted a wrong in some way?
Yeah, well, not me personally, but I think the new owners, as I said from day one, Jack Dixon's name was a discussion really. When I spoke with the owners about taking the role, his name came up. So as I said, it's just we can't accept one of our own, a club legend, not be a football club when he's still at the peak of his powers.
Yes,
one of the best midfield players at the level, and we've seen that in the game since he's been back. So I think, as I said, the fact that he wasn't at the club and felt he couldn't stay at the club in the summer, it's disappointing. Again, whether it's right or wrong or not, and other people decide, but ultimately we want best player.
Yeah.
And as I said, when you've got a legend like Jack, which he is, I mean, all of Hastings' best moments in the past decades, he's been involved. So to bring him back to massive, and already you can see it, not just on the pitch, but off the pitch. He knows what we want. He knows the expectations of what it is to play for Hastings. He's a real leader as well, and he's got a real personality. He leads in a different way as well, which is great. So we add something different to the challenge.
Yeah, for sure.
Really positive.
Yeah, that's nice. And then obviously look forward to seeing him back at the Pilot Field on Saturday.
Yeah, so we joke about it. He said he's still been waiting for that homecoming. It feels like, as I said, it feels like months since we've been at home.
Yes. I suggest he gets here early. It might take him a while to get from the car park to the dressing room, should he? Yeah. No, that's really nice, isn't it? Nice. I mean, that team then went on to Cheshunt and an excellent first half performance, and then defended that lead in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, game had been 6-0 or 5-4. It was in moments in that game we were 10 out of 10. We were brilliant. Some of the best football we played. Tommy Fagg was outstanding. Him and Keir Moyne. Freddie Legg, he's improving all the time. But Tommy Fagg was outstanding. As I said, at times we were brilliant. I watched him and was like, we're looking at a well-oiled side. But then other times we were 1 out of 10. And so, but again, you get that with, as I said, relatively early days, a young side, obviously with new additions and players might not be available, John being injured. So you sort of got to accept that you're going to have those moments. To be fair to Cheshunt, you know you're going to get from them. They are, with the way their managing works, they are 6th gear, 100 miles an hour. They are at you.
Yeah.
The first second to the last. So even if they're winning or losing the game 6-1, sorry, they'll still run, they'll still fight, they'll still compete, and they're so aggressive and direct, and they're awkward. So even at 3-1 after half time, we swung. This is, if we try and reproduce some of our 10 out of 10 moments, as you said, this could be 5 or 6, because we created chances throughout the entire game, even in the second half. But then also we understood that they were a dangerous opponent, and they had a few chances. But credit to Ollie Black and in particular Tommy Penfold, like Sam Gale, which stood a little bit in the barrage towards the end and done ultimately what Concord couldn't do when we'd done the same to them a couple of weeks ago. So it was another test that was put in front of us, and we sort of got through it.
Yeah, I mean, Chesterton's a club that came down from National League South, so a serious outfit again, aren't they? So
it was comfortable.
Yeah.
Look, that's one thing about this division, is every team can beat every other team. Like 20th place can beat first place, I'm sure of that. So, but that's what makes it enjoyable.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, God, yeah.
So give me a sec.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. And so that completed the league programme. David and Tommy, really the main contributors, got from a just pure goal point of view. Tommy is injured now, so any news on him?
Yeah, we're looking at a couple of weeks for Tommy, which is frustrating because he's a goal for 3 goals against Chelsea.
Got right up to speed, hasn't he?
He's doing what we expect him to be honest. I mean, he scored 3 goals now, and he could have doubled that, which is really positive. Because he's getting chances, he's creating chances on his own, he's linking up brilliantly with David. Him and Dav have got a really good relationship, nothing to do with any coaching. It's purely they just seem to have hit it off.
Oh, nice, yeah.
They link off of each other really well, which is great. So, yeah, it's frustrating, but Tommy knows that as soon as he's back fit, he's going to be straight back into the side and playing. Touchwood will be a massive contributor to an exciting end to the season. I hope he only a couple of weeks, but it's a big loss because he's a beast and he's been playing very well.
Yeah, clearly. Oh, well, but that took us to Eastbourne and the Sussex Cup, and it was a completely different scenario there because you've got a lot of players cup tied. It's a game against a National League South team that we want to win, so you've had to change things around again. John, you say about him being injured, but it allows you to freshen things up.
Yeah.
And it was a really interesting game. That was our first game back after being away myself. And it was great. It was freezing cold, wasn't it? Young team. How did you set them up? Because it looked like we played to contain and did that successfully.
We look back on that game actually with a little bit of disappointment because we probably didn't appreciate how strong the conditions were in the first half. So the win, I mean, it's notorious at Priory Lane, but I didn't appreciate how stifling it was. And I think in hindsight, watching the game back, I think if we'd been a bit more aggressive and gone after them a little bit more, a little bit more front foot in the first half, I think we could have won the game in United. That's the feeling, right? Even though we had 6 cup ties and TC and John not 100%, and obviously Tommy injured, so 9 players that come into that squad. So to go there and obviously win, which was great, but also to have a feeling that not a missed opportunity because ultimately we got through. But as I said, I would like to have been a bit more aggressive in hindsight and gone after him. As I said, one within 90 minutes, save Chalmers sort of better shootout. I think that's, the fact that we're looking back on that game with a little bit of maybe it's a bit of a missed opportunity. It's a positive, and again, is another sign that the group's in a good place, and that if we do have players unavailable, we have players like Joe Clifford in the academy again stepped up, made his first team start. He's played really well. Jamal Barron has come back into the side. So, but as well, as I said, Freddie Lexman came really well. Sam McCoy's had a lot of games. So, yeah, that's positive.
Oh, it was, wasn't it? I think Joe was so impressive.
Yeah.
I think his demeanour on the pitch, to think of him as 16 is just crazy. So that was excellent, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And David did a different job as well, didn't he? So he was sort of played on his own, didn't he? And he worked so hard, and that he he's now at the stage where we were talking about this, he's come back and he's now a senior player and leading by example. And so you say it's a young team, but you've got new people moving into those leadership roles. And that's the sort of thing you see that's quite interesting now.
Yeah, the dynamic's interesting. I think that's and for the grand scheme of things.
I know.
See some young, as I said, a few years off there. I think the fact that David, it looks like he's playing a different role in that game, is again a reflection of us maybe not being as aggressive as well. As I said, when we were winning in the first few games, we were obviously great. We were getting results. Performances were great, and we were always very much like, we need to improve performances. That's not sustainable. And equally with that, great with beating Schoolboy. So the performance wasn't as dominant as what we would have liked.
No.
And even, as I said, even with all the great missing, initially we looked at it and thought, this is going to be tough. But then as the game developed, very early on, I thought, let's respect, they were there for the taking. And so I think, in hindsight, I'd like to have, as I said, a bit more aggressive, a bit more front foot, a bit more dominant in the game. But perhaps next time.
Yeah, and it made up for the Dover game, where another National League team in a cup game that were struggling, and we didn't put them away. This time we completed the job, and that was nice.
Well, it's just exciting as well from our perspective in terms of they're in the National League South side, albeit they're struggling. And I'm pretty sure, and it's all shoulda, woulda, coulda, but if they were fully loaded, I think we
would have been some game, that.
I think it would have been not straightforward, but I would have been very disappointed if we hadn't put them away.
Yeah.
So that's exciting, knowing that we built a side that's could potentially be competitive at a high level, but albeit they're struggling. But it's loads of positives to take.
Too right. But you mentioned TC. We must mention Tom. It's been a year. He's worked so hard. The people who have worked with him have worked so hard.
Yeah.
We've got players like David again, who's come through those sort of injuries, who's obviously probably helped him. And it was just a delight for all of us to see about that and to see him make a couple of runs that just looked like that player that we remembered. Cool, wasn't it?
It's because obviously as we build a bit of momentum and there's that feeling that we've got ourselves in a really good position, there's often the conversation, bringing this player and that player. And we can't forget that Tom Chalmers is one of the best players at the football club. And I would, on his day, would get into watch every team on this level. That's what I believe.
Oh, yes, yeah.
So for him coming back and getting over that first hurdle, 3G, which is where he'd done it on originally.
Exactly what we thought, because that was what I thought. Oh, he's on a pitch where he did it.
Well, we wanted him to play on Saturday, but it wasn't quite ready. So then we thought, you know what, like I saw Jones had just starting tomorrow night, and I'm not so sure about that. And then because that was the thing with Joe didn't know he was starting until he walked into the change room, which was nice for him. And then obviously Tom comes on and ends up playing. Initially we had him earmarked for sort of 15 minutes. But, I looked round at the bench and, he had that look as if to say, I'm ready.
Good.
He was like, let's get him on there. And what he needed, I know it sounds a bit archaic or basic, he needed to get smashed. October.
Yeah.
Just for his own peace of mind, just go, I'm all right. And the fact, as I said, he's played on 3G and there's no issues and
come through it okay?
Yeah, fine.
Brilliant. That's fantastic. That is really fantastic. Yeah, what a positive period, really. We all sort of winced when we saw the fixtures, but we're the other side of it now, and it's all good, isn't it? Fantastic. And looking forward to Dulwich on Saturday, who I think have had a bit of an uptick in form. So it's going to be a good game. Going to be a good crowd, I think, as well, isn't it? So
yeah, it's just exciting. Just for I was thinking back to Margate in October when we were around the relegation zone, just above it, and you look at the points gap. Whereas to where we are now, it's we'd have definitely taken that going into sort of 2024, like rather than worrying about staying in the division.
Oh, yes, yeah.
We're looking at potentially attacking the playoffs.
I think so. Well, I think everybody thinks so now.
And I think you're talking about the home support, obviously there'll be a great crowd on Saturday, but it's worth mentioning the support on Tuesday night against Borough.
It was great, wasn't it? I think it's just,
brilliant. Honestly, it was brilliant. I can remember, again from the Margate game, as soon as Margate scored, all I could hear was our support. When Cheshunt made it 3-2, all I could hear was our support. On Tuesday night against Eastbourne Borough, I can't even imagine what that game would have been like if we weren't there.
Yeah.
I know it sounds ridiculous.
Oh, yes,
if Hastings weren't involved in that game, I can't even imagine what sort of atmosphere there would have been there.
Funereal, I think is the word. Yeah.
And I thought our guys were absolutely brilliant. And it does make such a big difference when you all these away games, and it feels like home support, and it helps so much.
Yeah.
As I said, like for the players as well, like playing in front of a real nailed, unwavering support. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. So massive thank you to them.
No,
we pay them with a decent home performance on Saturday, and as I said, a decent run of performances going into the league.
Yeah, no, they'll always be there. We said that before. We said that in the last interview before we broke up, that they'll be there, and they were. And well, we so enjoy escaping from the PA box and mixing with them at the away games. It's always a treat.
On Tuesday, I just thought, Hastings are it. That's what.
Yeah.
That's what I was.
I saw you wait when they picked the end for the penalty. I saw you wait.
100%. That's what we said. We said make sure we get all of our supports behind the goal.
Yeah.
There's one winner. They're a team that won 6 out of 27, and confidence is on the floor, and we're a team that's in a good place. And I just thought if you add that 12th man into it, where you've got Hastings supporters doing everything they can, so it's no coincidence that obviously Charlie Grange made some massive saves.
The last save was something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's brilliant. But what needs to be factored 100% is they're full-time professional players, and how a couple of them will kick the ball out of the ground.
Oh yeah.
That's nerves and confidence being low. They said a massive Hastings United supporters doing everything they can to sort of put them off. So that penalty shootout was just as much then, the supporters' impact as Charlie says.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, what a 5 games that was.
Yeah.
Can't wait for Saturday. Only one question that I had about the loanees.
Yeah.
Obviously, Sam, he's done so well, Sam Gale, since he's been here. Jack as well, Jack Bates. Will they be staying with us? Will you look to keep them?
Sam Gale has just been extended for another month.
Brilliant.
Massive.
He looks like he's really enjoying it.
He loves it. He's been excellent. Fitted in brilliantly. He's great on and off the pitch. So he, minimum he'll give us another month. Massive thank you to Gillian. And then Jack Bates, his last game was Eastbourne Borough, so he returned to Derby, and that's a bit up in the air. But what I would say is he's obviously been great for both, but also part of the recruitment of Jack Dixon.
Yes,
this sort of thing was sort of knowing that Derby were talking about bringing him back in, so we sort of got ahead of it, and rather than leaving ourselves light, obviously we brought back Cup legends bit. We were looking at bringing in another midfield player, and as I said, everything fell into the place of Jack. So that's perfect.
Yeah.
And as I said, it's opportunity for Jamalu Banga, and also what we have done, we've recalled Finn Chapman from his loan.
Oh, right, yeah.
Chapo's obviously made his first debut last year under Gary Elphick. A very, very good player. Come through the academy, was at Chelsea, was at Brighton, as I said, didn't work out there. Played for a few years through our academy program, made his first debut, he's gone out and been very good on loan. So with Badesy going, Dicko coming in, and then Finn Chapman being promoted, we're looking
Yeah.
in a good place.
Well, it's good. It's good for Jack that Derby want him back, and he goes back with games under his belt.
Oh,
and everyone's best wishes, I'm sure.
Yeah,
So
definitely, he's been great. He's been great. He's really helped us in terms of getting back on our feet and moving in the right direction. So he's been great. But again, it's Jack Dixon from Chalmers. It's not bad place.
Yeah, too right. Yeah, great.
And as I said, like Jamal Bangor has an opportunity to compete again, so we'll get back in the side. So he's good. We've got in competition.
Yeah, and of course we didn't even mention JJ, who played a whole game on Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly.
So another youngster there.
That's what I mean.
So it's not
I think there's 8 or 9 academy players involved, players that have played for the academy. So on Tuesday night, which is a great advert for the pathway. It's good. Just as I said, I don't think you can put a price on Joe Clifford getting that opportunity. Like the experience he would have gained for that, even if he didn't play again for Hastings United, they did. Like he's played in front of over 1,000 people in the cup quarter final.
Yeah,
full-time professional,
and acquitted himself very well.
That's I mean, no one can take that away from him. And I think that's it's so important because what we could have done. I mean, we could have brought. We obviously looked at that game before Cork United, and we could have brought in emergency loans But for me, that's not what we do.
No.
And with the lessons from Ben Ward in the past and people like that, who opportunities have arose, and then those academy players have been given the platform to then take that opportunity. I think that's so important. That's one of the things I love about this football club. We say we do it, and we do it.
Yeah.
It's another example of that.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, fantastic. We look forward to Saturday. Thank you for your time. And can't wait to be here. And join us on Saturday, Dulwich Hamlet. Why wouldn't you? Cheers.